Alrighty, folks, we're back with another new album review, and today we have Black Sword Thunder Attack, their self-titled debut. These guys are out of Greece, Thessaly. Like I said, this is their full-length debut. They had an a demo released way back in 2002. Then they had another demo released in 2011. And they had another demo released in 2015. And then they released an EP in 2020. And now we get their full-length album here in 2025. So you have Chris on guitars and keyboards. Notice there's no band shots in here. No band shots anywhere. Chris on guitars and keyboards. Stelios on bass. Marios on drums. And Mareike on vocals. Now for the first two demos, the 02 and the 11 demo, Stelios was on vocals, Marios was on drums, and then Chris played bass, guitar, and keyboards. Then for the 2015 demo, Mareike came in on vocals, Stelios went to bass and backing vocals. And so that's been the lineup for the last 10 years. So their 2020 EP was called March of the Damned. And then this one, Black Sword Thunder Attack, self-titled, came out. It came out almost 5 months ago. It took me a while to work around some shipping and get a decently priced copy. So your first track is called The Black Sword. Even if you didn't know anything about these guys, right away you can tell that this is going to be epic heavy metal. You get the atmospheric keys, the acoustic guitar for the intro, the incoming riff building, then you get the big beefy gallop. Unfortunately on this song, and there's one or two others, the vocals are buried in the mix. Not horribly buried, but they're buried enough that like the guitars and the riff are above the vocals, not equal to it, above it. So you get some very cool Judas Priest type soloing and guitar harmonies in this one. Nice atmospheric keys throughout the song. Now Don't Hear the Sirens is your next track. Now this one appeared on their 2011 demo. It also appeared on the 2015 demo, and it appeared on the 2020 EP. I do not know. I would doubt that it's the same version that was on the demo. I do not know if it's the same version that's on the 2020 EP. I did not listen to it. It wasn't until I was getting this together that I even noticed that the tracks, a lot of the tracks were the same. So you get more of the atmospheric keys on here. It goes straight into this huge crunchy riff. Luckily the vocals are a lot more prominent on this song. Get lots of tasty guitar runs in this one. This song has a definite Warlord feel to it. On the Way of Acheron is the next track. Now this one also appeared on the 2011 demo. You get keyboard, another keyboard, acoustic guitar intro here. Lots of layered vocals. It sounds like layered vocals to me. They say that Stelios is on backing vocals, but to me it sounds like, I haven't heard him sing, so I don't know what he sounds like. But to me it sounds like Mareike, just layered vocals. Her vocals layered on top of each other, but I could be wrong. This song is very reminiscent of another Greek epic heavy metal band called Stelios. I believe that's how you say their name. That's how I say their name. You get, and also on this track, you also get the guitars harkening back to Warlord again. Very majestic outro on this one with more layered vocal harmonies. Evil Sorcery is your next one. This one also appeared on the 2011 demo and also appeared on the 2020 EP. Again, I don't know if it's the same version that was on the EP. Keyboard intro with the thumping bass line before you get the big crashing gallop. Another very Achelos-esque track. Good layered guitar parts in this one. Through the Fires of Hell is your next one. This one appeared on the 2015 demo and the 2020 EP. You get actual guitar run and keyboards for the intro on this one. Much quicker pace on this one. Lots of blistering guitar leads throughout the song. Unfortunately, this one is another one of those tracks where the vocals are kind of buried in the background a little bit. Anvils of War is your next one. You get a drum and guitar intro here. Another fast-paced galloper. This one may even be a little more fast-paced than the last one. Lots of fiery guitar runs in this one. Get a nice bass breakdown in this one before the machine gun drumming comes back in with the double time riffing for your outro. Last Flight of the Eagle is your next track. You get the acoustic guitar intro here. You get the thunderstorm in the background. Lots of layered vocals over this slow marching beat. Very grandiose keyboard work on this one. More Achelos vibes on this one. You get the very grand outro with the regal guitar and the royal keys. Very majestic sounding outro on this one. Master of Hell is your next track. Good chugging riff, cool guitar riffs in this one. They even do this thing where they're like mimicking a mandolin on the guitar, except they're like playing the mandolin at 100 miles an hour. Song in the Night's your next one. Another Warlord type riff on this one. Lush layered female vocals, the rich guitar harmonies on this one. You still get the good chug on this one. Then Gates of Fire is your last track. This one is actually showed up on their O2 demo. You get the ominous keyboard intro before the big punishing riff comes crashing in. Bruising bass line throughout on this track, and you get another extended keyboard outro on this one. So yeah, this good classic. I mean, if you know Greek epic heavy metal, this fits right in there with that stuff. I am going to give this one 8.25 out of 10. It starts off really strong. I think it kind of starts to lose steam towards the end. If you noticed, we keep repeating keyboard intro, keyboard outro, layered female vocals, layered guitar harmonies, because there is only one guitar player listed, so I'm assuming it's just him, you know, his guitar parts layered over the top of each other. So yeah, even though the songs are good, they kind of start getting a little samey towards the end. It is 10 tracks. None of them are really that long. In fact, there's like 3 tracks that are like right at 3 minutes long. I think your longest track is 5 minutes. So none of the tracks really stay that long. The album's like about 40 minutes long. But they do start to have a tendency, maybe towards the 8th, 9th, 10th song, to kind of start sounding a little similar. So I think the album kind of runs out of steam, but it still starts off really strong. There's still lots of good chugging riffs in here, lots of good fiery guitar on here, good drum work, good bass work. The girl has a good voice. There are some effects on her voice, but I don't think it's anything out of the ordinary. Yeah, it's a good solid debut, so I look forward to hearing more from these guys. Black Sword Thunder Attack, self-titled debut, 8. 9.25 out of 10. All right. You guys have a good one.